More fancy footwork than La La Land. More emotional resonance than Moonlight. And it too is based on a true story like Hidden Figures. We saw the return of the extreme James Bond, XXx, the return of Xander Cage. So you know what that means.
How did Schwarzenegger grow a baby in his belly? Rock a rhinestone vest while ripping Justin to Kelly. Or maybe see a burlesque show with Nick Crow and take a boat with speed to hitting cruise control. J-Man, Big Paul in the beautiful June. Gonna take you from the Goob all the way to the room. Ran the games of Street Fighter, helped to blow off steam. Just a sucker punch the odd life of Timothy Green. Sharknado to Birdemic, how we staying alive. They call it in the badass and he's on the line. Cranking 88 minutes cause they cool as ice. Cause a bad Jim Varney looking kind and nice. Paul and June getting literal, Jason is getting laid. June is making sure all the monkey shots getting paid. They judge a bunch of movies while they making the grade. Here's a real question for you, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth, and hello, people of Largo. We are live here in Los Angeles at our favorite place, Largo. If you're ever in LA, come see a show here at Largo at the Coronet. We have a great show for you tonight. It is the return of Xander Cage. A movie that doesn't even use a number because it's trying to ignore that there was a second one. It is the third in a series that does not acknowledge that there were any before. To join me tonight to dissect this amazing piece of film is the one, the only Jason Mantzoukas!
What's up, jerks?
Welcome, Jason.
Paul, I saw this movie today.
I was talking to the audience. You must have driven far to go see it, right?
I went to Burbank. So no,
Okay, all right.
I went to Burbank.
All right, good.
It was wowzerinos. Way more people than I thought would be there, and they did not appreciate me laughing. I was in fact shushed. Alone. If you're wondering.
I saw this film in an empty theater on a Tuesday night. I laughed so hard, like gut belly laugh. Like holy shit. Like, I haven't had that experience. I felt like Robert De Niro in Cape Fear.
I could, which I 100% get.
Yeah.
Because you also got to the theater underneath someone's car.
Oh, I gotta save my gas money, right? This economy.
I would do this movie every month for a year.
It should never leave the theater.
I will not do that.
Please also welcome my other co-host, the lovely, the talented June Diane Raphael. Welcome, June.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
Good. We spoke today. I saw you earlier today.
Oh, a peek behind the curtain.
And you are a little nervous because we saw this movie on Tuesday.
Yeah, so I don't remember looking. I brought my phone out because I took notes in the theater. I hate when people take their phones out in the theater.
We were the only ones there, though.
We were the only ones there. And I realized, I'm going to go back to those notes and really have an understanding of what happened. And I feel like I've forgotten more after reading them.
Because we try to time this podcast out, so almost the minute the movie ends, you're in a car going to record. Because it is...
Not watching it in the car.
Yeah. It is leaving you. It's like Memento. It is coming. It is going out.
This movie... I as I'm watching it, I'm forgetting it. It's the craziest experience where...
June just found out while you were introing the show that there was a second XXX.
I had no idea. I thought this was...
And her
you
mind was blown, because I was like, well, didn't you understand
Yeah.
that's why Ice Cube came in? And she was like, no.
No. Paul said when Ice Cube came in at the end, Paul said to me, oh, he was in the other movie. So I just assumed that was the first. I thought this was the return.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you are kind of the perfect Vin Diesel audience member because you just disregarded the second one entirely.
Yeah, well, I had never seen it. I mean, or maybe I have. Who knows? Who can say? I did feel, though, when we were...
That's the title of your memoirs, right?
Who can say?
Who can say?
I did feel when we were in that theater... We had a really terrible... What I do remember about this night was the theater-going experience that we had.
Well, it was a pretty bad one. Yeah, we don't...
It was a really...
We could... Yeah, let's lay it down. Yeah,
You know
sure.
what I realized tonight was that I think we had a bad experience at this theater. And I'm not going to name it.
Okay.
But it wasn't great.
It's like one of those places where they serve you food and liquor, but they don't serve you food and liquor.
But there was nobody there
literally
to serve us.
Like literally, there wasn't a single person in the theater. You had to leave.
Were you
the theater.
encouraged to get your own?
You had to leave the theater and go across the street.
You had to go outside in the rain.
In the
to
rain,
get a beverage.
where
it was insane.
The guy ran the bar, and then he was like, "Well, do you need help carrying up these beverages and snacks?" Like,
whatever.
yeah.
There are bigger problems in the world right now, you guys. But I will say, I recognize that. But I will say, I walked into the theater thinking, I gotta get water. I gotta get water immediately, and the server is gonna be over any minute. No server.
Oh.
No server
Was
ever
it because
arrived.
you were worried about your mouth having enough moisture to water at the sight of Vin Diesel? Were you like,
great.
I know I'm going to see a real hunk, so I got to
He
have
looked
that.
great, and I enjoyed him. I really did. But then I realized it was a terrible theater-going experience, but then I realized it was actually payback for a theater-going experience we had, I think, in that theater, where we ate a plate of sushi at a screening of House Bunny.
What are you talking about? What are you even talking about? Because you're telling me
I'm sad
that
with
you
this shame.
ate sushi
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying
in
it's
a
shameful.
movie theater.
Yeah, we sat in the back row.
That's like
Really-
Rite Aid sushi.
No,
That's
I know.
like
No.
No, it
We
wasn't
didn't get it from
served at
movie
the
theater.
place. It
we
wasn't
got it
served,
from a
but we
good
brought
sushi
it.
place and we brought it in.
Okay. I thought
We
it was
brought
like
in
you can
sushi.
get
No,
like
no.
a pub burger or sushi.
No. We were more disgusting in the fact that we brought in hot food and weird food and we're eating it and smells are coming out of the back of the House Bunny Theater.
Now there were many people in the theater, but I've
was a
lived
popular
with
movie.
that shame for many years.
Do you feel
and-
better?
No, but when
Having
that happened with
confessed?
the whole water situation at Return of Xander Cage, where I hadn't had a sip of water all day. Again, so many bigger problems right now.
Oh, but your hydration
You
is
didn't have a
paramount.
sip of water all day?
I don't think I had.
Are you on
You
a
have
water
like
fast?
9 swell bottles in our house. Like,
I know,
they're
but
all
it's-
the big ones. They're all the like the ones that don't fit
We
in
get
cup
it. You
holders.
guys have a lot of double-walled water bottles.
Anyway, I think that I've done my penance, and the House
your
Bunny
Mike penance?
situation. I've done my Mike penance, and the House Bunny situation is, I'm absolved of it.
All right, well, we do have another guest.
By the way, though, if one of the recurring segments is how was the movie theater you saw this in, I'm not upset with it.
People are always begging us to do movies that are in the theater. Well, you're going to hear this now,
No,
too.
I love seeing movies in the theater.
And Twizzlers.
I really do. I'm really ashamed of what happened at House Bunny.
Oh.
I really
Because
am.
House Bunny is also a while ago.
It
And
was.
you've carried this for this long.
Yes.
Like free yourself. Sorry.
Well, you are free.
No.
Because this movie bears so much similarity to Fast and the Furious, we have brought
What?
an expert in Vin Diesel. Please welcome from the upcoming HBO show Big Little Lies. From the current show on Netflix, Michael Bolton's Big Sexy Valentine's Day Special. And you can see him on season 1 of The Good Place, Adam Scott.
It's good to have this family back together.
Sure is. I want to hear more about this movie theater where you have to cross the street to get a Coke. That sounds awesome.
It was like they were trying to go for like the Alamo Drafthouse, but it
instead
seemed like they were going bankrupt instead.
Were they like, we honestly did not think anybody was coming tonight because of this movie?
No, like there was not a single person there, and there was one guy manning the bar, and he seemed surprised to see us.
When
person
Paul
to sell
says
you
there's not a
tickets.
single person there, he means not just in the theater we saw it at, in the entire movie theater. We walked into
many
a ghost town.
Like 8.
Oh,
And-
8
There was
screens?
not a single person there.
Oh, wow.
And they did a weird thing, like, but when you walk in the theater, they have like posters of all the movies, but like the poster for this wasn't high enough resolution, so it was like really like pixelated.
What?
And I've never even seen the poster that they had. It was like, it was real like low level.
Were all 8 screens showing XXX?
Yeah, they were like.
If I ran that company, they would be.
I agree with Jason. I would watch this movie again right now.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
So let's do it.
Yep.
roll it. No, this
I'm
is
gonna
a
just
definite.
come straight out and say I fucking had a great time watching this movie.
Great.
This is to me like a thank God this got made.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It essentially is Vin Diesel fanfic written by Vin Diesel.
Yes.
Yeah. It feels, looks, and sounds like it was made up as it went along.
Yes.
And the return of Xander Cage, meaning he just skipped the middle one. And he did the same thing with Fast and Furious. That
Yeah.
means he's created a subgenre of multi-billion-dollar well, not in this case, but franchises that he skips over one movie because he thinks he's too awesome, but then comes back to.
He's never has stepped away from Riddick, has he?
No.
He will.
But you know what? But
He's always like, I'm gonna let this one rest.
I will say, while not a success here in the United States, this is why Vin Diesel's a genius. He cast it with one giant celebrity from every continent.
Yeah.
So the movie does become successful. It was 85.
I knew that Penguin was in it for a reason.
It was 80. I mean, they haven't done a movie since that Morgan Freeman.
Jude really liked that.
It was made for 85 million, but already made 131 million. It's like, it is a worldwide.
That
like
doesn't
it was,
surprise me.
Yeah, it's the #1 movie in the world, just not here in the continental United States. Everyone here was like, "Fuck that, no, sorry."
Oh, I
Not
bet
only-
this movie makes like $280 million.
Sure, it will.
Internationally, it's going to be massive.
Well, because they have like the cameo from the soccer star at the beginning, and then like 7 minutes later, another reference to soccer and how awesome it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is for the world. This is not for us.
His entire team. There's no one on his team really that is American at all. He's the only guy. And I bet you if you cornered him, he'd say he's not American either, just because he likes to keep the allure up about himself.
Yeah. Well, I like him to keep that allure up.
Yeah,
I don't know
Me
about you guys.
too. Love him.
Well,
I love him? Is what you just said?
Like
I do.
love.
Whoa.
I mean, I don't know. I think he's very sexy.
What now?
Yeah, I've said it before.
So does he.
I think he's a very sexy guy.
in the world of June, arguably it would be me, Ernest, and Vin Diesel as your
June's
top
spank
three.
Yeah.
How many Ernest movies have you guys done?
One.
Oh, you just did
Just
one.
one.
I think just one.
We should revisit.
I don't know if June could handle it.
Well, no, the only Ernest I like is
Evil
Ernest. Yeah.
I think that may be a trope of every Ernest movie. I think there might be an evil version of
The
it.
crazy thing about the opening of this movie is when I saw him flying down the hills on skateboards and such, how is he on a skateboard? It doesn't
I can
seem
tell you how.
physically impossible for him to skateboard.
I can
Yeah.
explain how.
Yeah,
They put his face on a person's skateboard.
yes.
What?
That's what, in my notes, I have a note here that says, can Vin do any of these things?
I wrote down the same thing. I was like,
because he jumps off of a tower and he has skis on, lands on a hillside, not snow, jungle, and skis down a mountain.
There are poles. Right
where he lands.
in the spot where he lands, so he can grab the poles and go.
I was actually thinking to myself, I was like, the thing that's so funny about that is picturing him like in the jungle before he did this, going, put the poles here,
and then, this is the place. Him doing all of these things is absolutely impossible.
And I wrote that down too. I was like, I feel like if you said Vin Diesel's never driven a motorcycle, I'd be like, I believe that. Yeah. He's never been near one at all. But it's funny that he is like associated himself as like the extreme sports star.
Yeah.
But doesn't do any of it.
Nothing.
No. Bizarre. My favorite scene is coming up right in the top of the movie, which is where I thought met his girlfriend, but apparently seems to be a stranger.
Somebody he bones, and then it's like, you can have that shirt, baby.
And then
it's like, I don't know, 4 minutes into the introduction of his character, and he is fucking.
Yes. So let me ask you this.
This is my favorite.
Let me ask you this, because I felt this way. Because then he fucks that woman, and then Tony Collette comes in and is like, you got to come back to XXX. And he's like, fine, I'm in. And then they go, and then he's flirting with Nina Dobrev, I guess. And I'm like, hey, man, don't you have a girlfriend? He doesn't.
No.
I was like, oh, man, don't be such a dick to your girlfriend.
Well, when you find out that Vin Diesel is doing all this extreme sports stuff just to bring soccer to a small island of villagers.
Island of villagers?
Salt miners.
We measure this grouping of villages as an island.
But like he basically, the girl's like, great job, and you're like, they know each other. They don't, and that's the thing. It's like, and it's
I felt like they knew each other, but she was his island gal.
Well,
and that he can't be tied down, you know.
But then he leaves her a skateboard with a note on it that says, "Don't hurt yourself."
Don't fall.
Don't fall.
I assume don't fall for me. Don't fall in love. Don't fall for me.
Oh, shit.
I
don't know. Maybe he's not that smart.
I thought he was literally like,
don't fall.
I thought he was like, here, the first rule of skateboarding, don't fall.
Yeah.
Like,
and
no, because
no
the
subtext. This movie is no subtext, all text.
And I will underline it with my favorite scene in the movie, which is when Vin Diesel comes in this movie. You cut to a salt plant where salt is coming out of a tractor.
A couple of very vocal audience members were like, yes.
It just confirms for once and for all that Vin Diesel shoots salt out of his penis.
Can you imagine?
Girls just burning their vaginas.
If someone came inside you and it just was rock salt? Like what you would put out after an ice storm is what they were like, we'll cut to that.
I just also love, it's not even like sexy or romantic, just a salt dump.
Just a solid white dump.
Like super dusty and dry and shitty.
I'm gonna drop a bunch of particles on you. I'm gonna fill you full of crystal.
Does anyone else think that the like, I don't remember the first one super well, so I didn't know did the first one, the Vin Diesel one, have this like weird comedy tone they were trying to
I don't think
hit?
so. No.
Because this definitely
it had
like,
a little bit more
self-aware.
of it was a lot of like that Vin Diesel smirk where it was like he walks out of a restaurant, some guy throws him his keys, he's like, park it for me, and he's like, and then he like just takes the Ferrari and then like drives off a cliff and then parachutes out of it and is like, I parked it. You know, it's like that, like it was like,
and then like
yeah. So
I feel like that's classic like rap rock time.
So there was like zingers.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like Nina Dobrev, who I think honestly was one of my favorite characters.
100%.
She did a great
Stellar
job.
Yeah.
She did.
She's
Hilarious.
awesome. She was great.
But
We're all in on Nina Dobrev.
Oh yeah.
I do think that they added some of her stuff in afterwards though, because like if I was watching this before the show and I was like, it looks like they were like, oh, you know, we need to add some like comedy here. So watch this scene, and you at home listen to it. They don't share the screen at all. So here we go.
Xander Cage. This is crazy. I was at Coachella and Guns N' Roses got back together, but this is way cooler.
Breathe. Take your time. I know mouth to mouth if necessary.
She's nowhere to
Wow.
go there.
Clearage worked closely with Gibbons. She'll handle support for the operation.
And I bet a guy like you needs a lot of support. What are you, like 220, 230? Be honest. 250 is like the hard max for my swing.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding. It's not like I have a safe word or anything. It's kumquat.
Well, she was very good. Maybe I didn't watch it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
It was also like, it's been a while since the first one, and so scenes like that, I was like, why is this like 48-year-old man hitting on this like little girl? It was kind of weird.
Well, if you're a woman in the world of this movie, you so want to fuck Vin Diesel.
That's all you want to do.
So much so that you will put your job in jeopardy to sexually harass him in front of your boss.
Yeah,
And
that's
look,
the first time they were
I
meeting.
can understand it, but I did feel like the women in the movie. Now, this is the first time I've really seen Nina Dobrev in anything, and I
Yes.
think she's wonderful. And so for me, the movie was a nice introduction to Nina Dobrev. But the other scene, not to jump ahead, who cares about jumping ahead? But
Basically 5 scenes in the
that
movie.
other scene where he meets that hacker, whoever that young woman is, those girls seemed underage.
Well, that girl.
Yeah, no,
I hate to
seriously,
be grandma.
everybody
They
seems
seemed
so
underage.
young.
The orgy that happens to him?
Yeah.
Yes.
You mean the
I was
orgy that
very
is...
uncomfortable.
They did basically force themselves on. He's like, okay, and they all just like
What I
descended
do
on
for
him.
my country. In a jacket that looks like only what I can describe as a woolly vagina. Like,
It looks like
that jacket
It
made
looks
me
like
laugh.
he's being born out of a 70s bush.
It really does.
But was that jacket like a huge thing in the first? Because
Yes.
he goes to London to get the
Because
jacket
he thinks
in this movie.
it might be there.
And then they have this whole entrance for him in this jacket.
Yes.
Then
that he
even
wears in
weirder,
the rain,
It's
which
a
is
coat.
also
It's
the
a
worst
coat.
jacket to wear in the rain.
No, it's terrible.
he then also has like 3 other very weird jackets.
Yeah.
They're coats, you guys.
did he
They're
have-
all coats.
Did he have a whole like suitcase full of douchey jackets?
Right.
From the
Well,
90s?
the jacket is kind of like his Aston Martin. The director was like, we needed to put this jacket back into it.
Really? Really?
Yes.
I have an update, DJ Caruso. You did not.
Because Vin Diesel's like, people respond to the jacket so much so because Mark Zuckerberg bought the jacket from the first XXX
What?
and gave it to his like best friend.
What on earth are you
Because-
talking about?
So like,
Why wasn't that in the Social Network?
Because they couldn't get the jacket.
Sorkin, rewrite, Fincher, reshoots.
so they were like, this is the quote. It says, Mark Zuckerberg bought that jacket and gave it to his right-hand man because one of their mantras was, I live for this shit, right? Which, okay, so realizing that jacket has this
How does that
history-
come into context at Facebook? I get it when you're about to do some sort of extreme sport. I live for this shit, right? Let's jump off this, whatever. But like at Facebook,
Let's add emoticons to these comments.
I live for this shit.
So Mark Zuckerberg bought the jacket. There was such folklore built around the jacket, and Vin loved the idea of the jacket. He said, you got to find a way to get that jacket back in the movie. It wasn't even in the script. It was on a whim. So the day before we
no
shot
way.
it, we just threw this... Exactly what you said. They just were making it up as they went along.
man.
Oh, my God. I like that
Wow.
in this movie, though, Xander Cage, which was definitely not in the first movie, also was a little bit like Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock. Like when they capture him in that little square, he's like, I knew because you were
Oh,
this
my
and you
God.
were that. And his
uncomfortable.
fingernail had a thing on it, and her eyebrow was cocked up, and his shoe had no scruff on it, and that guy was buying a magazine, and that bust doesn't
Here's
even
the
still
thing,
work.
None of that stuff that he observed, none of it made sense.
None of it.
And after he said each one and they showed them, I still didn't understand.
And by the way, all he needed to say, which was obvious, was the guy, the most important
Yeah.
person, the guy that sat next to him, basically gave the whole thing away.
Yeah.
Like, don't say I didn't warn you, or
Yeah.
what? Like, he was terrible. So why even bother selecting about a bunch of other stuff? Like, oh no, that guy was terrible. It was obvious it was fake.
And also, when Toni Collette comes up to him and tells him, "Okay, we need you," and he's like, "Okay," and he gets up and starts following her out. They're in like the tropics, right? They're in South America. Is that where they are? So
sure.
he's wearing.
Dominican Republic.
He has like raw denim that's been rolled up to his knee with big boots, but it looked like so uncomfortable. You know how raw denim and like tightly rolled up against your skin.
Oh yeah, it's like 80 grit sandpaper.
It's terrible.
Oh, and then he's got he meets his team, and I love that they pair him up with the squares, the military guys.
Oh
right?
man,
This is the most insulting scene to the military in any movie ever.
He ejects them out of the plane.
Like SEAL Team 6 basically is there to help him get the bad guys. I still don't know who
because
the bad
they can't
guys were.
send SEAL Team 6 in. They have to send
This fucking asshole.
like a 53-year-old.
And by the way,
Right.
that's the thing I did not understand about this movie, because I didn't see the other XXXs. But so what is so special about them? Is it
They're extreme.
Yep.
they're just extreme in
they're
every
extreme.
way?
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't he recruited in the first one because he's good at extreme sports?
Yeah.
Well, you guys
That's
saw
it.
You guys saw the opening of this movie with Sam Jackson giving a powerful monologue,
But-
which, by the way, kills it always.
Why did they put the hair on him in that first scene, and then at the end he's like, no hair?
Yeah.
Like on day 2 of shooting, he's like, you know what? I don't want to do that hair thing anymore. So I'm gonna come an hour and a half later, and we're gonna just shoot me without the hair. It doesn't matter.
By the
And
way,
also I'm gonna wear my own glasses because I don't want to do
And
that.
I'll wear an
anymore.
eye patch because I'm just coming from the set of the Avengers movie.
I feel like the next step for Sam Jackson is for his role in the movie to literally just be footage of him going to the bank and depositing a check.
And it will still on many occasions be the best scene in the movie.
Absolutely.
Of course.
But
I mean,
what-
that opening monologue is
It was
great.
amazing. But this is what I don't understand about the XXX team. So are they all athletes? No. Right?
All extreme. Some are athletes, some are extreme sports stars, and some people just like to crash cars. And some are DJs.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them literally is a
Greatest
DJ.
Ever.
His special skill is people like him.
Yes.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
knows when to drop that beat.
Every time a new character is introduced, there's a freeze frame and Chiron comes up and they say like special skills, favorite karaoke go-to
Call
song.
of Duty handle.
And when what's his name from Game of Thrones, the
Hound.
The Hound, he's in it. It says
Xander Clegane?
it says
what's his name?
his longest
Clegane.
relationship was his rugby mouthpiece.
Yes, that's what he keeps putting in his mouth.
Yeah. And
Wait,
that was super
It's very,
funny.
I thought that was, I'll be honest, I thought that was the best romance of the movie.
he and his rugby
no.
mouthpiece.
The best romance was the unseen romance. This guy dated Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga in the same night.
In the same night.
I don't
But
think they
dated
mean
is a
dated.
weird word.
I
It
don't
should say
think
this
they
guy fucked them in the same
Right.
night. Dated seems like he courted them. There was some
Right.
sort of a relationship. And that means that's the... I
He
like
had
that.
2 very nice first dates with those women.
That means he had access to a time pocket, and he was able to go in and date and court. And
I want to see that movie, just running from table to table at a restaurant. Brady Bunch style.
Like, yeah. Oh no, I made 2 dates, Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift.
did you guys catch the joke when after these guys come in and assassinate a whole room full of people, and they're kind of assessing the damage afterwards? Somebody says, "These a-holes came in here, took out the best of the best like it was Sunday brunch."
Yeah. I'm almost positive that was Toni Collette, wasn't it?
Did she say
Yeah,
that?
she said
Toni
that.
Collette was
Collette
fantastic.
is-
Line.
Toni Collette is the bad guy in this movie, or the
Well,
not quite bad guy,
yeah.
but the
She delivered the shittiest lines with such authority. I was
I know.
like, fuck yeah. Like,
I
she
know.
was
She's the
like,
best.
I feel like they were like, oh, Tony, so your part was written horribly. So
Truly.
you are going to have to chew the scenery like nobody else can. And she's like, I got this. And scene after scene crushes.
Yeah, the best.
She was one of my favorite parts of this
I
entire
wrote down
movie.
some of her lines too. She wrote, "We need someone who can walk into a tornado and come out like it was a gentle breeze."
That's right.
She also said, and I've never seen anyone say this in a serious way, "Ollie Ollie Oxenfree."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the denim rolled up scene.
Yeah.
She fucking killed it.
Killed
She
it.
was
Yeah.
amazing.
Great.
And I don't even think that she understands the plot because the plot was. Especially
Well,
in
let
the-
me ask this:
Makes no sense.
where had Xander Cage been that he's returning from?
Well,
He
the
was
se-
going around getting soccer on TV for people.
Yeah.
No,
He's
but
like
where
the
does he
Ro-
end up?
He's some sort of Robin Hood character in the
Yeah.
Dominican Republic.
So
Well,
after
in
the first
but in the
Xander
second
Cage,
movie, the way that we're to believe it in the world is in the second movie because he was such a dick about.
This is in our world. That girl went to Coachella. So this
That's
is
right.
not a...
That kind
Right,
of
it
tethered
is.
it to the.
Yeah.
So that means the XXX program must be somewhat real, right?
Oh, it's happening.
Oh,
Okay,
100%, Jason.
Good. I'm just glad that I got that clear.
Yeah, stop being so fucking stupid.
So in the second movie, Vin Diesel was such an ass in dropping out and wanting to get so much money that the directors or whatever decided we're gonna make sure that he can never come back. So they spend the first 5 minutes of the movie killing Xander Cage, which is just a bald guy running around that you never see his face. You go, he's in there, he's in there, he's in there. And you just see like, just like quick moves and never see his face. And then they blow up a building. And then from the building, like debris comes down, but his face, not his head, like as if you ripped off, like Westworld, like front of face, like hits the pavement. The bad guy picks it up like a pancake and dangles Vin Diesel's face and goes, "That's the end of the XXX program." And then that's it, like done.
So
like,
do you think that in this movie it's that guy wearing Vin's face?
Yes.
Is that what we are to believe? Is that guy puts Vin's face on, becomes the Robin Hood of the Dominican Republic, just so that the XXX program will invite him back, and then he, a bad guy they now think is Xander Cage, can come back in. Wow, I love that.
and
Better movie.
and also I had a question because his name. Well, I guess he has XXX tattooed on the back of his neck, which is a tough thing. If you're like FBI, you don't want to tattoo that
Right.
That's
on
like-
your body.
Right.
That's
when
like
you're
James
doing
Bond having a-
undercover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
it's
only, not only is it like blows your cover, but also he quit the XXX program years ago.
Yeah.
He still has a stupid fucking tattoo.
Right on the back of the neck.
And like people like the woman who's the we haven't identified any of the characters.
Well, he's got it's Tony Collette, Vin Diesel. Then Vin Diesel has his team.
But then there's the team of bad guys, which is Donnie Yen's team. Donnie Yen, just unstoppable.
I love this.
Yeah, he's great.
Just unstoppable. I wish
great.
Tony Jaa had done more. I'm a big Tony Jaa
Yeah.
fan. I wish he had done more.
The bad guys had like their headquarters on a beach.
It was it was
this
referred
Beach
to
party.
as
MTV
some
Beach House.
kind of jungle rave.
Yeah,
That's how it was
absolutely.
described in the movie. It's apparently
Absolute-
some kind of jungle rave, and that's where they go.
And it
It's
was
an
an
apt
island
description.
populated of beautiful women
Yep.
that bad
Yes.
guys hang out at.
Yes.
Like that's it. So
It's like Bad Guy Island.
But then all of a sudden in the movie, I did eventually fall asleep for a while.
Okay.
Because I went to a 10
What
p.m.
did you
show
miss?
last night.
We will act it out.
But before that happened,
In a theater.
Yeah, it was one where the
I fall
seats
asleep
go
in
way
theaters
back.
all the
that's we were in those.
We were
nice
in those
comfy
too.
seats too. It's hard.
And then I have
There's
to
a
say,
danger to them.
after the movie ended, I woke up, saw the last half hour or so, then got up, walked out. It was about midnight, and I was walking out, and I was like, oh, Rogue One's playing. Maybe I'll go in and watch like 15 minutes because it had just started. So I went in and sat down, woke up an hour later, freezing. Like, what am I doing here? I have to get out. So somebody,
And then you walked out, and we're like, oh, hang on a second.
Yeah.
Lion is playing.
Oh, wow, Lego Batman.
Someone needs to bring Adam home.
Hey, hey, something weird happened the other night. Adam Scott wandering around, sleeping in theaters. Yeah, I think he might be celeb homeless.
Before I fell asleep, it did happen that Vin Diesel and his crew just all of a sudden they're at the headquarters for the bad guys.
Yeah.
They just show up there.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't get how they found
got
it.
their location from those young women.
Oh, yeah. No, because he goes, I know a ghost hunter.
Yes.
And he goes
And
to
then she was
Ainsley,
the one-
who's from the first movie. That's the girl who gets out of the pool and it's the crotch shot up
She's
to
in
the
the first movie.
Wait, was she a 10-year-old?
Yeah, she's
too young.
literally
Was she a
like she's
child?
Young for
18
that
years
shot.
old.
This girl looks, how old was
I'm
she?
gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure that was her whole thing, is that she's like the connection to the first movie.
That's the thing. There were lots of references as if we had all seen the first movie 10 minutes ago.
And by the way, yeah, it was almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so XXX. I'm gonna look for Ainsley.
Yeah, it was 2000. It came out in 2002.
So anyway, so the hackers give him the names of of Donnie Yen's team, and then they
Okay.
find that they're in the Philippines, and that's when Vin assembles his team, and they're like, "We're going to the Philippines," and then they drive up in a boat, and people are like, "Who the fuck are you?" He has XXX tattooed on himself.
Right.
He could not be
Yeah.
also a more famous person.
Right.
He's like a famous extreme sportist.
Yeah, that's right,
You know,
sportist.
so mustn't people be like, "Oh fuck, Xander Cage, I saw you fucking flip over a bunch of buses on a
And
ATV." I don't know.
If
what
there's
they're
a
up to.
crowd that knows the extreme sports world, it's definitely this crowd.
yeah.
So they would know him.
They're in it. They're. I don't know if she was in the first movie. Maybe. I thought they made
Nerds?
some sort of connection.
I mean, it was gross. Like he walked
No.
in.
These
No,
nerds say no.
she was in Rogue Nation. She was in Mission Impossible. I was wrong. Yeah. So
She was.
I thought that
Maybe
was.
it's a crossover.
Look, basically, this movie has Marvel
And one of the
Star
other
Wars.
people is Ethan Hunt in one of his masks. Right?
Yes.
It's Philip Seymour Hoffman.
This is Xander XXX, The Return of Xander Cage, Mission Impossible 7.
But then Ice Cube too. So that
yeah.
like
I was psyched when Ice Cube came in.
Me
Like,
too.
That was great
Yep.
because it showed me that Vin respected the franchise.
Oh yeah. Let bygones be bygones, bro.
But
it
he
wasn't
still
your fault.
But he still made Ice Cube say like an incredibly sycophantic line to him at the end of the movie, which is like, "I couldn't believe I was going to work with the legend
Yeah.
Xander Cage," or whatever line he had that was meant to explain his utter reverence
Yeah.
for Vin Diesel.
And he gives him back his car. He's like,
Yeah.
and here's your car, man.
Yeah.
And then, like,
He drives up in Vin Diesel's car. He's like,
Okay.
nice ride. He's like,
They
yeah,
are-
I kept it for you.
Where are they? They're in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where is Ice Cube? When they call 9,
Yeah.
and they're like, "We're in trouble. We're in Detroit." He just is there. Like, he must live in Detroit?
He probably has his own little plane too that he
Does
can go
that
around.
car fly?
Yeah, by the way,
I wondered that.
that scene with the Nina Dobrev scene we watched earlier, that takes place on an airplane that's flying in the air. So
And a giant one. It was like,
giant
yeah.
airplane with a control room, and they're all walking around and with a great set piece later when they're all like.
Oh, but by the way, I'm talking about these guys in the airplanes. When he knocks out, we talked about how he knocks out SEAL Team 6. Then, like later on in the movie, they're back on that plane.
Yeah.
And they're not like, "Hey, man, you fucking tried to kill us."
Yeah.
Like, why would you re-up for that assignment?
Yeah.
And by the way, I thought they weren't going to be dead. They weren't wearing parachutes. They were just attached to a
then-
box.
It certainly
then they
seemed
are-
like he murdered them.
Yeah.
They are all, yes. Then they are all killed.
But they came back and they're like, "Hey."
Well, they're still Team 6. I
No, then they were
trusted they would
killed
be
at the
okay.
end.
Oh yeah, then they were killed.
What happened was they're on the airplane and Tony Collette's like, these are the guys that are going to help us out. These are the best and the brightest, the guys, the SEAL Team 6 or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah? And he starts asking them dumb questions, I guess, to trick their mind into thing. And then he hooks them onto a big piece of freight and then just pushes a button and they all fly out of the airplane.
Like they all were attached to that big thing already.
Well, he's walking
crazy.
behind them.
Oh,
yes,
hooking them all up.
onto it. Yeah.
Because
SEAL
if you
Team
see,
6 is not too...
I feel like they tried to Greedo shot first this because as he's walking up, you hear the tall guy go, say something like, "Oh, what's he gonna do? Like, show us how to like kickflip on a skateboard or some." He like there's an ADR line that you see Vin be like, "Okay," and then he like boots them all out of there. So it's justified.
But by the way, again, every one of these decisions, it is like if no one else weighed in on a Fast and Furious script. It's like it is. Yeah. It's like then I knock them all out of the plane. Then that girl fucks me, and then the younger girl, she like wants me. Then my motorcycle turns into a boat, and then I'm flying, and then we're in outer space, and the satellites are blowing up, and then he's back.
And the whole opening title sequence is looking at every detail on a satellite.
Yeah, that was the best.
It was the whole opening credit sequence was just every detail of a satellite.
And a very it was so shitty. It was like the most uninteresting opening.
It was pointless.
Well, by the way, one of the facts in the plane was it can circumnavigate the globe 3 times.
Yep.
Without being refueled. It's like, cool.
That makes no sense.
I would like to point out something that is now a frequent occurrence. This is the second time in a movie where the hero has been given a gun that is full of blanks that he shoots at all the people. It happened in Escape from L.A. and here, where he gets the gun and is like, knowing or not knowing that it's blanks. Like, who continues to put blanks in guns that people... The planning would be insane. In both cases, it's pointless to fill a gun full of blanks and then give it to someone.
And just to prove a point, he just fires it into a crowd of civilians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like kids and strollers.
What if he was wrong?
Yeah.
No, I had a hard time, honestly, and I said this to you, Paul, while we were watching it. I found that scene to be socially really irresponsible. I had a lot of trouble with that scene.
I will say, though, that the people in that town had supreme confidence in him because they didn't seem to flinch when he fired that gun.
No, they didn't.
Not one flinch.
Yeah, no one dived for cover.
They're positing the idea that every single person in that square but him is with them.
That is exactly what they were trying to say. That is exactly what they were trying. Yes, it is.
Really?
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's bonkers.
Wow.
Insane.
Oh, this movie just got better.
Yeah. Because she's like, how did you know it was fake? And he's like, that guy over there. And it's all the way across the square.
Yes,
some guy buying a magazine. He's like, he's not using the right type of pesos or whatever. Yeah.
He literally saw a teaser trailer for the BBC Sherlock. He's like, I want to do that.
So true.
This is the scene that made June upset because you got upset, then you look down and you missed the thing that's gonna really get you upset. So I'm gonna not even set it up. I'll just play. This is kind of the meet cute of the movie a little bit. All right.
Let me guess. Gibbons to the rescue.
Yep. He said a lion like me doesn't belong in any kind of cage.
She shows off her tattoo.
What about that one on your wrist?
London, 2009. Climbed the Millennium Wheel. Naked.
Naked?
Yeah.
High school.
Oh, no!
We all have our embarrassing moments.
Okay, first of all, I was asleep during that scene because
I don't remember that at all.
I have never seen that before.
You are welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I just watched that with fresh eyes, for sure.
Yeah. That's your boy's nip.
Why would you climb that thing naked?
But that's what it feels like. That's why it feels like a 12-year-old really. Like,
yeah.
I climbed it naked.
Yeah. Now let's go look at my dad's Playboys. I can't believe Uncle Vin's paying us to write this movie.
By the way, I'm really just putting some things together as I've been sitting here.
Oh, yeah. Again, I'm going to say, this may be the first time we have to redo a movie.
Yeah, I'm really putting some things together, and the main one is that I did not realize he was an extreme sport. What? I didn't. Now, look, you have to imagine, I second. You know nothing about this movie. When I say nothing, I mean you know nothing.
Well, you have a point.
Thank you. I
He
don't
is
know a
introduced
thing about
via
this.
extreme sports.
Not really.
And forest skiing,
No,
skateboarding.
It's not in a competitive way. I just see a guy.
Exactly.
I guess so.
I
Yeah.
don't see a
You would
pro.
need footage of him on ESPN's Extreme
No,
Games.
all I'm saying is I see a gentleman who starts skateboarding and
Sure,
then
it could be a James Bond type person.
that's
You don't
what I'm
know.
saying.
Yeah,
like
get it
I
now.
was just like, oh, I guess this is.
He's Extreme James Bond.
Yeah, there was nothing that I just never thought this was his thing.
I don't know if he was
Yeah.
professionally ranked. Like I think he's just a guy who does
But
it.
I feel
right?
like he was sponsored.
In the first movie, it as far as I remember, it starts with him like winning a championship on ESPN2 or whatever it was. So, you know,
I didn't see that.
June's right. They don't establish it at all. It's the most presumptuous movie in the sense that they're just assuming we all know everything about this guy. So
And he doesn't really refer to himself. Like the scene we were just talking about in the, when he goes into the middle of that village and knows everything about everyone, I just think he's a very skilled guy. There was nothing specific
I will
about
say
it
that
to me, so.
what makes it even further confusing is Samuel Jackson is recruiting a soccer player, which is not extreme sports, just sports.
That's why I asked before, are they all athletes?
And then the guy from Game of Thrones is
he
not
also-
also extreme sports. He just is a guy who crashes cars. And
He's
then
a
I would
bad
go even
driver.
further to go, the guy who's a DJ is just a DJ. So these are just people who may go to a rave. Like that's what the XXX program.
how about the way in which Sam Jackson recruits the soccer gentleman at the beginning? You have that?
I have just the end of that scene. Which is
Great. That's all we
amazing.
need.
Did you guys know this was a real soccer player?
I assumed when he couldn't act. I was like,
this is amazing.
Wow, putting
This
that
is-
guy on blast.
When you watch this opening scene, first of all, Sam Jackson does like a full 3-page monologue.
Straight to camera, by the way.
I
It
think-
is all
anyone else
to
there?
camera.
Yeah.
and I'll bet you that was max 2 takes and he was out of there. He's a badass.
And then he's like, the guy's like, I don't want to join. And he's like, okay, bye.
Yeah, this is him.
Down on the ground! Now! Give me the money! Don't move! Hurry up!
So do you think...
And you say you're no hero.
The soccer player picks up a napkin dispenser, kicks it a little bit, to then get a really good kick to then knock it in that guy's head.
Do you think his whole approach is soccer-based to being like a XXX member?
Yes. That's precisely what they're saying.
That's
is-
crazy.
Yes.
I can understand, you're a peak athlete. We will train you in all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But no, what we need from you is legs. We need you to...
No, but
We've got a bunch of guys who do shooting and punching. We need a bunch of guys who can do leg
The
stuff.
DJ, when he does his battle, strangles someone with headphones.
Yeah.
So he's within his will. I can only do what
This
I
is what I
Yeah.
do.
It's very similar to Fast and the Furious in that it's a very narrow application of
Why
Fast
not
and the Furious. They save the world literally with cars.
Yes.
And that's why the whole movie, I mean, even though I had seen some of extreme sporting earlier on, I didn't see, well, I guess he was on that jet ski thing. I don't know, I kept on wondering, well, what's his skill?
But the jet ski thing was like an imaginary thing that isn't real.
That doesn't exist.
I don't know. I
was
hope it
going to
does.
order one. It looked like fun.
Do you have footage?
I do have the footage of them on the magical.
great.
Yeah, the
So
motorcycles that just are built to transform into wave riders, which would be hell on an engine.
And it seemed like both of them were aware that this is what they were going to do.
Yeah.
And it's a
by the way,
motorcycle.
the one thing to point out in the scene, you can't see it if you're at home, is it starts at night.
Oh, and ends. I wrote that too. Ends in full daylight. And I was like, are we to presume that they've been driving for hours? around Jungle Rave Island? What is happening? I think we don't notice that it started at night and during a rave, so not even that late, and is now in full daylight.
All right, here we go.
I had no idea why they were chasing each other or mad at each other.
Yes, I also thought that, like, aren't you guys friends?
Right. Well, after the grenade scene, yeah.
Oh. Full day.
Wow, what happened?
Full day. Sunlight. Full day.
You want to play?
Where's the up to his face.
Like, it's not even dawn. It's not even, like, the sun is at its noon.
I got one of those motorcycles too.
Like they ride into waves.
And then Vin Diesel goes underwater with a motorcycle, and it still runs. And I get it, the motorcycle's got jet skis on it, so maybe it's got some sort of waterproof motor, but like, I don't think so. And he seems to be unfazed that capability is built into it.
It's like getting a James Bond car, and you're not James Bond, and you know every feature of the car without anyone explaining it to you.
Totally.
You know, I think the whole thing about every single girl in the movie wanting to have sex with him is completely just a carryover from, like, Bond. Like, this is a James Bond trope that we're going to comment on in our new extreme sports way, but it just comes off as so gross that every girl is like, he's like, oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
He is Stallone-esque in that way.
I mean, look, they were just very young. Like, they should give those opportunities to women, you know, who are in their 30s, or like they should just open up that. And they were just very young.
What are you saying?
No, I'm just saying, like, if they're gonna cast someone, like, they should
Nothing would make me happier than if you got cast as Vin Diesel's love interest.
Yeah, they should just like open it up a little bit.
In the
like,
next XXX.
I would have loved to have played that Nina Dobrev character, but
I wish I had the scene, and this is what I was talking about before, like where, because like James Bond, he has his little witty things, and like there was a line, and this is gonna be me and my bad memory of it, but it's like, he's like, I thought I got rid of you guys, to the army guys, right? And he's like, oh, how many flushes does it take to get you guys out of here? Something, and then like what is it? That's a two-flusher. A two-flusher.
Ew.
Right.
Oh man. So you're talking about your shits?
No, he says if I was to stuff you in the toilet, you know, like the maximum velocity of something, blah, 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 blah.
And so what he does, though, is he gets that guy in the toilet, and he says the line before the guy is jettisoned out, but like that's the wrong time to say that line. Like, you flush him out, and then you go, like I finally figured it out. 2 flushes.
Yeah.
Bam. But he's like, he gets him in there, he's like, I figured it out. 2 flushes. As if it was like, haha, I did do the math. But it was written in like a funny aside, but he made it a logical aside.
Again, no idea what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I missed this scene.
He shoves the guy in the toilet.
When he has his fight with the guy wearing robot gloves?
I guess I did.
You know this movie was 4 hours long, right?
I do remember thinking this is a pretty short movie, but...
all right, let's go to the audience and see what things that you guys want to talk about. All right, I'm sure there's a lot. All right, I'll start down here with you, sir. What would be one extreme fact about you?
My name's Tim. I've been skydiving.
Great. You gotta say it like skydived.
I've been skydived.
Yeah. All right, yeah. I think like someone made you do it. I love it.
Okay, so I wrote down what he said about the math problem. He said, I'm trying to figure out a math problem. I'm calculating airspeed and wind velocity to figure out where between China and North Korea I should tell the NSA to pick you up. The answer to that is not 2 flushes.
That's amazing. I think Vin on the day was like, I'm going to say 2 flushes.
Right,
the line is different because we've already shot the other side of it. He's like, no, 2 flushes.
All right, so...
and Vin, can you please stop putting the word family? This is not one of those movies.
All right, so your extreme fact and your question.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time. And in the end fight scene in the lovely Detroit finale sequence, what was the Hound doing when his plan was to like bum rush a bunch of dudes shooting at him? He's like, I got a plan. He puts in his mouth guard, and then he just like
Gets shot a bunch.
Gets shot like 8 times. And then at like the end of the movie, he's just fine, like hanging out with everybody.
Didn't he and Donnie Yen both get shot?
Yeah.
And they are 100% fine.
Yeah. I mean, I thought he had a suicide wish and was like planning to sacrifice himself.
Yes, I thought he was trying to draw
For the
fire
team,
for them or
yes.
something.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that guy does have a suicide wish. We're introduced to him literally just getting in a car and crashing through a building for no reason.
No, he's not well.
Yeah, he's not well.
Well, I was very
He is-
happy we got to be there for his 200th crash.
I mean,
I could tell that was meaningful.
I guess he fulfills it's the good, the bad, and the insane. So I guess he's the insane part of the equation. That's what Vin calls him.
Oh,
The
is that
good,
right?
The good, the bad, and the insane. That was
Wait,
his.
who do you
Oh my
think?
God.
Well, I think the insane is the guy who crashes his car.
Sure. Is the good the
The
DJ?
good, the DJ, yeah.
The bad is Ruby Rose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is the girl, the sniper who
Ruby Rose.
like she murdered someone who was about to shoot a lion?
Oh, yeah.
No, she shot. She just injured those people so the lion
could've
could
been
get
The
them.
lion eats them.
Yeah.
But
she
wait-
said she's just evening the odds.
Yeah.
But wait, but then the lion off screen sounds like he's eating there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And by the
I
way,
understood her point there.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, yeah, for sure.
But June, and now I'm even finding June's point more valid because she's not extreme sports either. She's just a sniper.
Well,
I had no idea what this
and
was
I'll
about
say this,
extreme sports.
We find out that all of Donnie Yen's team is also XXX, and none of them are sports people either.
Right.
Thank you.
I think the extreme sports thing is they just took a way back seat. For
Yeah, I
this
think
movie.
you're right.
I feel like extreme sports was popular 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's a fun idea for a movie. And then now they're like,
But like, then
anyone
why
who's-
have Vin Diesel still participate in so much extreme sporting in the movie? Just have him be a badass ass kicker or whatever. Why have to have him ski in the forest and do all this nonsense?
By the way, XXX came out 15 years ago. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
15 years.
What is happening?
I know. That's 1 year less than between Return of the Jedi and Phantom Menace. So.
Wow. Wow.
Below your mind.
Wow.
All right, your extreme fact and your question.
My extreme fact is I'm the June of my group. And my question is, so Neymar is Brazilian soccer player. He shows the game the World Cup final, which is the most embarrassing defeat of the Brazilian team of all time. Do you think Vin Diesel just insists to like degrade his fellow co-stars or people who actually have skills?
That's amazing. So they picked the worst clip of him?
Yes, like it's monumentally embarrassing defeats the Germany team in the World Cup final there.
Wow. Yeah, I bet you
Wait, the
so.
guy that he put in the movie?
Yeah, did they show
he
a
also
clip of it?
humiliated him?
So,
Wow, I wonder what that move is.
Do you think he was trying to like redeem him in this movie, or
No, because he's
just make
great,
fun of
right?
him?
Yeah, he's great. They just picked a shitty clip.
Oh.
It's like you know, we got the best basketball player, and then you show him like missing a dunk. Normally, always dunking.
I wonder if the guy was a dick, and then Vin was like, you know what? Put in like him being like embarrassing or something.
I like in your scenario, Vin Diesel's like around for the editing process.
Oh, please.
He is,
I
by the way. I bet he
100%
is.
believe
Yeah, for sure.
that this movie was edited in his his pool house by like two kids on each other's shoulders wearing a trench coat. What's that character's name from BoJack?
So your extreme fact, your question.
I can't live for this shitty movie.
All right, great. All right, I'll hold the mic. Especially at the lackluster way you delivered your extreme line. I'm definitely gonna hold the mic.
Did you guys notice how when he goes to the super spy in London to get the information, and when she comes out of the pool, she's got an ankle bracelet on, she's on house arrest, and then after he blasts the 7 teenage girls to sleep, he meets her like in a restaurant the next day to get the
Right.
I have a theory about
Right.
that. I have a theory about that. And this is, I don't know if I'm right, but this was my justification of that, which was she says to him, you know I can't touch any kind of computer or something like that. She is like a hacker who's been removed from hacking. So I was like, does the bracelet pick up computer activity?
Oh, yeah.
Like, could it be related to the, like there are blood alcohol bracelets that if
Right.
you are legally not allowed to drink, they will put a bracelet on you that, like
it has a Bluetooth in it?
yeah, is it supposed to, is that the implication is like there's a bracelet that'll know if you're emailing?
So she can go to a restaurant, but if there's someone on a laptop in the restaurant, it's all over for her.
Well, no, because all of her lady hackers are like hacking away.
That's right.
Right next to her.
So she's
I
really
don't know.
skirting the law.
I think we may have found a hole
Just the one. Just the one.
You know what?
in Triple X
I don't
3.
know if I like this movie anymore.
I want to get a woman that has a question. All right, yeah, because we have a lot of dudes have questions. I want to hear from
dude movie.
Yes.
No girls allowed.
Yeah, boys club.
Just by round of applause, we're gonna get to your question too. But by round of applause, who, if you're a lady or a dude, who here finds Vin Diesel to be as sexy as June is making him out to be?
I'm trying to find my wife who's out there.
And then
That's right. Sit on your hands, honey. God damn it.
and just to hear the other side of it.
And I'd also like to just tell a couple of girls in the audience to sit on their hands as well. if that's not weird.
It is weird.
Sit on your hands, honey. Same line, different intent.
All right, ma'am, your extreme fact in your question.
I live every day like it's my last.
Great.
And I'm wondering what tagline is better, we're family or X takes care of its own?
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Like the sentiment is very similar.
Yeah, it sure is. It's like Sophie's Choice.
Yeah. I feel like if I knew what X was, I'd have an easier time with this.
I will say we have now reached the point in the podcast where June has forgotten the entire movie.
I have.
If you are curious what the tagline of the movie actually is, it is kick some ass, get the girl, and try to look dope while you're doing it.
That's what he says to him at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the observation you made, Paul, that like extreme sports isn't as much of a thing anymore. Is just one of many indications that they just shouldn't have. Like, why extreme sports is just like not.
Well, I feel like honestly, he was like, oh, the only movies that make money for me are Fast and Furious. How can I do the exact same thing, but just not call it Fast and Furious?
Yeah, on a different mode of transportation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because
he doesn't get a car until the end.
No. And by the way, when he drives, he's going to drive it great. But like,
if these two things could merge,
they're both universal, right? So
that
they could.
would be amazing.
My God.
Here's the movie. Vin
Xander?
Diesel is both Dominic Toretto and
that why he's bad
Xander
in the
Cage.
new movie?
Yes. He's his own evil twin brother that he doesn't know exists.
I swear to God. I swear I can see that happening.
Yes, it's definitely been talked about.
Oh, absolutely.
By Vin Diesel.
I would go see
To
that.
himself in the mirror.
Like, how quickly would you buy a ticket to that?
I would buy a ticket. I would finance the movie.
Yes.
But by the way,
I would make myself poor. I would take out irresponsible loans.
You would make it back because that's the thing. It's like Vin Diesel, Last Witch Hunter. Who cares? I would see this movie a million times. It's
Yes.
great. It's super fun. All right, here. Yes, your question. All right, coming over here. Here we go. All right, yes, your extreme fact. Here you go.
Extreme fact. I went to Chico, so we know how to drink, right?
All right, that's your extreme.
Did you say Chico? Chico State.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, my question is, they had this supreme accuracy with the satellites when they fell. How the heck did they do that? It was like a bullseye with Samuel L. Jackson in the first scene. Like, how does that even
same
happen?
thing. Yeah, same thing at the end where they're sending the satellite to kill them in the factory. Why not just leave the factory?
Well, I do hear what you're saying, though, because
guys, get out of there.
it does.
All right.
It does seem odd. Because it would seem like the satellites had been made to become weapons.
Yeah.
At a certain point, when they were really ever only satellites.
And the accuracy, you're right, is impossible.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing, the whole movie. If I'm correct, let me know if I'm wrong. But the whole thing,
from the person who slept through most of it. Yes. Go ahead.
Is them trying to stop
satellites from falling out of the sky.
Satellites from hitting targets.
And here's the real bummer of that. Satellites are not designed to withstand the friction of re-entering the atmosphere.
Sure.
And any satellite that would fall would be burnt up.
I'm glad to know that, because I did walk out of the movie feeling a little nervous about all them satellites.
Come on over here. Oh my gosh! You know what? And the other little interesting fact was the girl, like the one he was showing his tattoos to. She turned down a part in Fast and Furious.
Whoa!
And
dare
then,
she?
And then she jumped on board for this one. She's a Bollywood star, yeah. So she knew. All right, your name. Come over here a little bit. Your extreme fact. What do you got?
Seth, extreme fact is I love to moped.
Awesome. All right, love it.
Did you ever get it out there on that sweet, sweet water?
In the satellite realm, when they disclose the fact there's like 250,000 satellites orbiting Earth and they're going to drop one a day. So how long would this plot take to happen? Like it.
I agree, a long time. And he even says at one point, he's like, I'm not going to stop. I wouldn't stop anyway.
The amount of destruction seems like you wouldn't even need 250,000. You could probably really do all the damage you need in probably about 10, 15 days, right? I mean, knock out all the major places.
All the space junk they showed at the beginning of the movie floating through space, it didn't seem accurate to me. It seemed...
No. I agree.
I'm gonna go
Thanks,
back here.
Jason.
Well, all right, one more question.
I got
What do
you
we
back on
sir?
that.
Thank you.
All right, what do you think? Your extreme factor question.
I teach middle school.
That is fucking extreme. I feel like now I have an understanding of those X's.
Towards the end of the movie, Toni Collette is arresting Donnie Yen and what's his name, Dom Toretto. He says, hey, he's not really a bad guy, except for he smashed through the window and murdered the National Security Council at the beginning of the movie. Kind of a bad guy.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's like a total bad guy. But
Straight up murdered a room full of government employees.
And he slid for like a city
everybody
block.
slides.
I mean, he slid so I was laughing so hard at that because he slid across the table, then like down the hall through the door.
Like shot out a big plate glass window and slid through that.
Yep. Takes his jacket on and off 4 times during
Sliding.
the fight.
Yeah, oh, totally.
4 full disrobe bro.
And it was awesome every time.
Oh, Donnie Yen is a fucking monster. Dude, he is fantastic in this movie. I just wanted more Tony Jaa.
He's
That's
great.
all.
Okay. Oh, here's some interesting facts about XXX, just as people are at home not going to be too upset about it. There is no
script.
Vin Diesel is the first XXX. There is no organization or team before him. So he was like, so when XXX started, it was
they
like
formed it around
you
him.
are like, so if we met, like if they would be similar if like you met CIA, like you know, like whoa, you're CIA. I heard about you. You
He had
spawned.
CIA tattooed on his neck.
And then and the gun with the full of blanks is a callback to the first film where Gibbons puts him into a fake diner and then he has guns with bullets in there. And then
again, these callbacks to something that no one knows anything about.
And here's the best one. The original This is 15 years ago. Who's the original choice to play Xander Cage?
Oh shit.
15 years
It's
ago.
good. All right.
Relax, everybody. Let's not get too crazy, okay?
Jeez.
Keanu?
Interesting.
Keanu Reeves is a really good call.
I'm going to also say Keanu. Although, I don't know if he would have done it. It's Point Breaky.
Yeah. Well, he turned it down.
Yeah,
clearly.
turned it down.
He turned it down. I'm sorry.
This person turned it down.
I'm gonna say Bruce Willis. Probably
Interesting.
not because I don't know.
I'm going to say...
Think out of the box.
Out of the box. Will Smith.
Interesting. All right, these are all great.
But that's in the box.
Maybe.
Helena Bonham Carter.
That is out of the box.
HBC.
Eric Bana.
15 years ago?
Yeah, I guess right after
immediately
Bronson.
into it.
Like, I guess it was like, this guy is like an extreme because I guess that movie,
Why wouldn't he?
I guess he was like, I don't like the script.
Yeah, I mean, why?
He clearly is chosen right across the board.
My favorite Eric Bana piece of trivia is that he was on Australia's version of Saturday Night Live as a cast member.
Yeah.
He's very funny.
He's hilarious. But I'm like also like, I want him now to be XXX. How
By
do
the
we
way,
do
if they
this?
make another movie, I'm
I'll
sure they'll bring it
finance
back.
that too.
They'll be doing callbacks to the original casting session.
That makes sense because that Hulk that he did was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, right. So they probably picked between the two. All right, so clearly we had an opinion about this film, but there are other people out there with a different opinion. It is now time for Second Opinions.
Vin Diesel is a cool rider, a cool rider. He was so damn cool, he risked his life to make soccer free. Whoa, his motorbike's a jet ski, and he's also in an orgy. He has a nipple tattoo, and he knows how to flex them guns. This is Second Opinion.
Give it up to Tim. Good for you. Thank you, Tim. Amazing. Tim, a returning.
How it's done.
Tim, a returning champion of the Second Opinion theme. He's walking away with a Street Fighter encyclopedia book. He will now know once and for all what a Street Fighter is.
And by the way, people, you have the audio track. Now put beats behind it and let's make it a song.
We literally have 40 Second Opinions themes that we are like on track 16 of. We need to do more.
I love it.
All right. Now, these were culled from different sources, not because Amazon was not right up to the challenge yet, but they're nonetheless fun. Oh, as a matter of fact, this one is titled Fun, 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 Fun. And the amount of stars they gave it are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stars. All right.
Where did you find these if they were
This is from IMDb, and one is from a Christian website.
Great.
Ooh, I hope they liked it.
So this is from, all right, this one, get ready. All right. I won't read this guy's name because I think he'll kill me. XXX are great action movies. I like them very much. And this XXX is not different. I love it. But allow me to write this few words. An outstanding XXX movie will have this title. XXX Julian Assange.
Whoa.
Imagine CIA, NSA, Hollywood loves movies, but no one in the US or out of the US modern colonies even published what the empire did wrong in the secret wars. USA is fighting under orders of the Nobel Peace Prize. The USA news media and the USA movie industry really need to have the XXX courage to do. I will stop. XXX Julian
Paul. Fake news. Fake news.
I feel like this.
That and it goes on. I just stopped before it gets really racist.
Was he just confirmed for Secretary of Labor?
guy also gave it 10 stars. This is another IMDb review from Tiger Hen. And Tiger Hen clearly likes Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen stole this movie with his role. His screen presence is extraordinary, and the audience cannot wait for the next scene with him. His acting is on point. His action scenes are so fast. That is as fast as 8 years ago when he was IP Man, Flashpoint SLP. It doesn't take much time before you start cheering for the villain, which is him.
By the way, yeah, this is right.
I'm not disagreeing, but you'll see. And then he talks about the Bollywood star Deepika. Deepika's accent was a little out of place, but her performance was okay. All the female characters, Nina Dobrev, Ruby Rose, performed the best and overshadowed Deepika. Just like Donnie Yen overshadows Vin Diesel every time he is on screen together. Overall, a good movie with interesting dynamics and a storyline that does not have much flaw. 10 stars.
For a minute there, I thought Jason wrote that review.
Now this is a little bit of a longer review. It is from faithbasedreviews.com. So they ask a lot of questions at the top, like, did you like it? Should I see it in IMAX? One of the questions, are there any phobias to be aware of? There are some heights early on, but nothing close to the edge. There are some scenes of bad driving if you have a fear of auto accidents.
By the way, a lot of civilian deaths in this movie.
Does it contain strong Christian values? No, it does not. And here we go. You all know that chick flick that has a lot of stuff that appeals to women and makes the average man want to spew? Now, I present
what makes
for you...
the average man want to spew? This is overtly sexual at sentence 1.
Now I present for your enjoyment the adolescent fantasy. This has a lot of stuff that a preteen will think is cool, but your average adult will want to blow chunks.
This guy's into barfing.
The movie is the argument that every awesome skateboarder team presents when an adult asks him or her if they'll get a real job. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be a super cool Vin Diesel when I grow up, like some super secret spy people are gonna recruit me to save the world. It will be totally righteous. I'll be super cool and I'll be super rich, and it will be like totally radical. I'm sorry, I'm not hip to the latest jive talk.
Hey, Gary, so we read your review of the new XXx movie, and we're not changing anything. It's gold, buddy.
But there will be a lot of hip talk involved. Do you dig? The whole movie is full of people being really, really cool. There's Vin Diesel standing there. He looks cool. Now there's Samuel L. Jackson standing there, and he's saying something. I didn't quite remember it, but it was cool.
Oh my God. I feel like a very old nun is writing this.
Now there's some cool kung fu with that Donnie Yen dude. You know, he's the go-to kung fu guy now that Jackie Chan isn't doing movies really. So he's cool. And they're just blowing stuff up. Cool. Wouldn't it be cool if someone could wreck a car? They just wrecked a car. Each of the team is recruited for having a special skill. The woman is a really good sniper. All right, I can see that being useful. The guy is really good at crashing cars. That's a little less useful. Maybe the entire movie is a long car chase. No, it's really not. His usefulness is just dropped. He's like taking Aquaman with you to Iraq.
That's a good point.
Finally, there's a guy who's a really good DJ. Seriously? Are we planning on having a raging party until the bad guys surrender? Yeah, if it was my team, I'd go fish.
Like the card game?
I guess.
What?
The movie,
Wait, what is
like you're
that?
pulling your guy. The movie proves that you can't display a bunch of rapid fire, cool stuff and be left with a movie. The Fast and Furious franchise has more of a plot, and that's saying something.
Burn.
Wait, does it end 5 stars?
No, sorry, I forgot to. That is, what star? I'm sure that's a 0 star. Oh, sorry, this is a third opinions. It is a base score of a 2 that he adjusted to a 1.5. I don't understand how he knocked it down 0.5. But yeah, 2 out of 10, I would.
Why would the lowest score you can give be a 2?
Yeah. It seems like he kind of is envious that he wasn't in the. It seems like he's angry.
Oh,
at
he's
it.
For
angry
sure.
at he was angry at cool stuff.
Yeah.
And stuff that people thought was cool. It basically is like the guy that I feel like is cool isn't cool, you know.
Yeah.
I'll
But
tell you
really,
what's cool.
he loves
Raising
school.
a family is cool. All right, that's what's cool. Yeah, and being a middle school teacher, that's what's cool.
That is very cool. That is very
And
cool.
you know what's really cool? Paying for your own HBO Now account and not stealing your parents' password. That's cool, dude. Or am I not speaking your lingo, brah?
So you can watch your not anymore Jackie Chan Gotta Be Donnie Yen movies.
Is he pissed that Jackie Chan's not working?
Apparently.
Well, I think we've said everything we need to say about the return of Xander Cage. Adam, you got a bunch of cool stuff right now. Obviously, the Michael Bolton's Big Sexy Valentine's Day special.
It's so funny that Lonely Island, Scott, and Comedy Bang Bang, Scott Aukerman it's so funny. It's so good. I'm in it for 1 second, but it itself is great and really funny.
And then you're in the Prestige Big Little Lies, this HBO show.
Yeah.
How is that? Is that fun?
Yeah, I haven't seen. I saw the first one. It's great.
That starts
there's
February
7
19th.
of them. Yeah.
All right. What else? Anything else you want to plug? I have a bunch of things I could keep on telling you.
Is this a spin-off series from Pretty Little Liars?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like all the
Pretty Little
liars grown up?
It's a time machine, kind of a time machine.
So and that's who Shailene, Nicole Kidman.
They grow into Nicole
in-
Kidman,
Yes.
Reese Witherspoon,
Got it.
Shailene
And
Woodley,
in
Laura
15
Dern.
years, you'll revisit it. You'll do another 7 episodes in about
Yeah.
15 years, give or take. They'll probably make a sequel without you guys, and then you'll come back.
Yeah, they're gonna get some actors that are
Do you play
right
one
in
of the
between
lies?
our ages.
Do you play one of the lies?
I play one of the littles.
Are you tiptoeing it? You are on your knees like Gary Oldman is in.
That's right. That's right. Wait, you guys did Tiptoes, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Classic.
Come on.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's the stupidest question of all time.
Anything else? Anything else?
No. That sounds pretty good. Pretty.
June?
I'm just gonna keep going.
The 3rd season of Grace and Frankie comes out March 24th. So that's really exciting. And then Paul and I on Instagram are working on a campaign called At the Big 100, which is 100 days of actions for the first 100 days of this administration. And if it's something you're into, I'd definitely check it out because it's been pretty amazing.
It's a little doable action that is just. That are good, like good little small actions, bite-sized actions that you can do that are nonpartisan and just make you a better citizen.
They're kind of partisan. But anyways, go on.
Yeah, seriously, fuck those assholes.
I do a small thing, a small part of a wonderful new podcast that Seth Morris put out called the Seth Morris
yes.
Radio Project. And it is on...
it's on Stitcher Premium.
It's on Stitcher Premium, and it is...
Or Howl.
Crazy funny. Or the Howl. Is it on the Howl app?
It's on
Okay,
Howl
great.
app, yep.
So if you're on the Widow Howl app, get on that. Go through with that. It's super funny, kind of parody of radio, basically. It's really fantastic.
But you're really dropping the lead, Jason. You're in the animated Batman movie.
Oh, yes.
Are you? So excited to see that.
I am Scarecrow in Lego Batman.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I will say, lower your expectations. It's very few lines. But very exciting.
I will say you can check out this new series that Rob Hubel and I created called Drive Share. It is an episode a day for 30 days. It's on Go90. It's totally free. It's not an app. You don't have to pay for anything. It's a website and an app. It's called Drive Share on the Go90, Verizon Go90. Jason's in an episode. It's super fun.
It's really funny.
Yeah, it's so many different people, 120 different rides.
Oh, and I'll also say this just because I still want people to watch it. Paul and I did an episode of the Chris Gethard Show on Fusion.
Yeah.
That's on YouTube, and if you have not watched it, please find it and watch it. It's called One Man's Trash, and it is
one of the best things.
If you want to see Paul and I torture our friend Chris Gethard for 45 minutes,
it's amazing.
It is worth it.
Well, I guess that is it. Well, if you had anything that you wanted to say, you can give us a call at 619-PAUL-ASK. That's PAULASK, 619-PAUL-ASK. You can leave it on a message, and then will play it on our mini episode. A big thank you to Avril Halley, who cuts all of our clips, July Diaz, Nate Kiley, Marissa Zeitz, Leanna Waldron, everybody here at Largo, and everybody at Earwolf. Thank you so much for coming. Bye-bye.